We're back! We're back on the Ford Escort. Today we're going to get the rear wheel unstuck by lifting it with the jack, removing the wheel and the rear brake assembly. I also ordered a lot of new parts which we're going to install this episode. It's a cold day, so let's quickly get this started. Quite the contrast to where I was the last couple of weeks. Good times. Anyway, let's get started. That'll do for now. Then with the 90mm socket, we're going to remove the wheel. Oh, what a great space to work in. There we go. Safety. All right, so this is a rather delicate job to do. Finally! All right, that did it. See, this now spins freely, which is what we wanted. Okay, good. So now we're going to remove the complete brake assembly. We're going to refurbish this anyway. Yep, there we go. Now there we go. Yeah. That's the spring removed. Yeah, there we go. That's this spring removed. There we go. Okay, I can break this loose, I suppose. Or wait. All right, for now we'll just put this back together because I'm not sure how to remove the handbrake cable from this brake shoe. Like this. Now we're going to put back on the brake drum as well as the wheel so that we can at least move the car. All right, so as you can see, the wheel is finally unstuck. This means it's a lot easier to get it up on the lift. So now for me to do the tedious process of getting the car up on the lift with all my friends, i.e. on my own.
Alright, so I wasn't able to do so on my own. Also because I had a cracked rib at the time of filming. This is how far I got.
Hi jongens.
So I called in some reinforcements and with the help of all these big boys,
Wow.
we got it done in no time.
As you can see, the car is up on the lift. Shout out to Big M and his kids. Anyway, so let me show you how the car looks like underneath. Alright, so here we go. As I told you in the first episode, the car has no rust at all, which is pretty rare for a car of this age and in this country. I mean, yes, it's dirty, but there's no apparent signs of any rust or rot going on. This is the leaking fuel filter, apparently. We're going to replace that. We're gonna take a look if this is all in good order still. Coming over here, again, no rust, no rot. All looks pretty good. And the same goes for this side. Then also no rut or rust on this side. And neither is here. Interesting, I haven't seen the underside of the car this well earlier. But it all looks pretty good actually, I'd say. A bit of seeping going on there. Not too dramatic. A bit of a rusty exhaust. Yeah, that's gonna be a challenge to remove these. But yeah, all in all, it looks pretty good for the 900 euros I paid for this car. We had a winner last time. I believe somebody guessed $1,000. I sent you a message to send me a DM, but you haven't done so yet, so come get your free keychain, boy. All right, so enough of the babbling. We're going to get started by removing the fueling system.
Alright, well, we're off to a good start as I found out I lost the first bit of footage of me removing the fuel line. So fuel was dripping out of the other side of the tank, and now we're continuing on this side of the tank.
Alright, so in the meantime, I've plugged up that hole over there so that we can remove this assembly. We're gonna start out by removing this one. Hey. Oh shit, stripped it. Yeah, that's stripped. Well, that's a great start. What if I just destroy it? There we go. Here, that's it. Yeah, there's no stopping me, bro. That was easy. So now we're going to remove this line. Let's see how that goes. All right, that's scary. Oh, that's brown. Not sure if you could have seen that, but the stuff that comes out of here is pretty brown. All right, so next up we're gonna remove this bracket. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna remove these connectors. These are the connectors to the fuel pump. Oh, that's one, and that's two. We would then be able to remove the accumulator, this one, for some WD-40. Yeah, there we go, that's a 19. Oh, there we go. Oopsie. All right, and that's our fuel pump removed. All right, so now we're going to undo all the vent hoses from the tank. That's the last one. And then some electrical connections. All right, well, so that's the furthest I can take this off. So now we're just going to remove the tank. We're gonna undo the strap here and remove some other bolts, and then it should come down. So first we're gonna snap these zip ties. 1, 2, let's see if we can get this one loose. Okay, don't strip, please. Yes, that's the first one that's not stripping. All right, well, there we go. All right, so now we're going to undo the bolts of the fuel tank. Jesus, how deep is this thing in here? Ja, kun je heel veel misschien naar de garage komen? 1 seconde. Dank je. That was a nice reaction. Dus doe maar een klein stukje up, alsjeblieft. Stop maar. Yes! Leg hem hier op de grond, ja? Ja, top. Dat is het. Dankjewel. Ja. And that's the fuel tank removed, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so as you can see, that's the fuel tank removed. I believe we had some furry visitors here. These acorns are obviously from squirrels. Here we can see the inside of the tank. It actually looks all pretty good. So we're gonna give this a clean up. We're going to replace fuel lines here and there, things like this and this. We're also going to replace these connectors with new ones for the new fuel pump. I do need to order one of these bad boys because I broke it. Not sure what this is or how I'm gonna get it off, but yeah, need to get me one of these. All right, so first we're going to empty the gas tank. Ugh, that smells. It's only smells. All right, so that was almost all the fuel out. Now we're going to open this bad boy up. Okay, this is going outside because these fumes are not good for you. All right, so first we're going to remove this pipe. Fortunately, there is a part number on here, so let's see if we can buy one of these new. Okay. Okay, now let's see if we can remove this. There we go. That was easy. Oh, you should disconnect this first, apparently. Connection. Oh no, that's easy. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I'm gonna see if I can order this new as well, or maybe the sensor. I'm just gonna go ahead and do some research and continue later on. First, however, let me show you the inside of the tank. There's a bit of brown sludge, whatever it is, on the floor of the tank. A bit of debris, nothing too serious though. But the inside looks kind of good, I'd say. All right, so now I'm gonna order some parts. All right, so while we're waiting for parts, we're going to take an initial look at the engine bay. It's full of spider webs, dirt, and debris, so we're gonna give it a quick clean first of all. Then I'd say we remove the spark plugs and see if the engine turns over. Would be pretty helpful if it does. I would also need to figure out why this is all loose, and there's a vacuum hose of this K-tronic system loose. It's also a bad sign that the dipstick of the engine is just laying around here. Also, I found this in the engine bay. Let's see if I can charge and use this thing. I have no idea if the battery is still good. There's loads of leads here and there. No idea where to connect these, but we'll see eventually. So first I'm gonna give it a quick clean, and then we're gonna remove the spark plugs. All right, so let's see if we can get these spark plugs out. So this distributor cap is already hanging loose, not sure why. These cables still appear to be in good order. So with a 16 thin walled socket, we're going to remove these. That's one. This one looks pretty much the same. And number 3. All right, so these all look pretty good still. All right, so let's see if we can turn over the engine now. We're gonna clean these cables up later. All right, so I'm gonna start out by removing this timing cover belt. There we go. All right, so now with the 19, we're going to see if we can rotate the engine by turning the crankshaft over here. All right. Okay, well, that's not moving at all. All right. Maybe I should have checked that before buying this car. All right, well, I'm gonna remove the valve cover here to see if we can uncover something else. All right, so that's the valve cover removed. I don't see anything weird going on here. It does look a bit sludgy, but nothing too serious, I'd say. All right, so now let me continue with something else. All right, so as you can see, these are the electrical connections to the old fuel pump. And as you can see, these won't fit on the new fuel pump. So we're going to remove these connections and replace them with new ones. So this is the positive one. We're going to cut this one first. Then we're going to slide on one of these bad boys. Like so. Then we're going to slightly strip this one. Wat is dit nou, joh? As you can see, I'm not able to remove it with the cable stripper, so I'm just going to use a lighter to remove the top part of the insulation. Alright, never mind. I found this somewhere, so maybe I can do it with this. Yay! That actually worked. Alright, so now we're going to install this bad boy. We're going to slide this in here, and then use the blue part to crimp it down. There we go. Yeah, that's super solid. All right, and now I'm going to repeat the process off camera for this one. And there we go. These connections would now be able to fit on the new fuel pump. All right, so I bought one of these bad boys. So we're going to take a look in the engine to see if there is any rust going on and perhaps if that is the culprit of the engine not turning over. Let's see. All right. So let's go take a look. Be good, be good, be good. Ooh, look at that. Not sure if you can see this. That kind of looks good. As you can see, there is some rust going on over there, but I don't believe that's why the engine won't spin, right? All right, so that's this cylinder. Let's see the other one. Nothing too shocking, I'd say. Then this cylinder, oh yeah. Yeah, nothing too serious going on here, I'd say. All right, so let's check for the last one. Yeah, this also doesn't look bad at all, right? I think I'll just pour in some oil to see if it loosens any rust invisible to the eye. It probably won't hurt. But yeah, I don't know what else would be the reason for the engine not turning over. I do see some crud laying over there. Let's see if we can blow this away with a compressor. Oh, Jesus. All right, so I first put the valve cover back on. It got a bit dusty here. All right, so maybe there's a bit of rust forming going on over there. See, I'm talking about rust going on over there. So I'm gonna spray a bit of WD-40 in there and to see if it loosens up things. There's a lot of dried up crust of the water pump on the crank pulley. So maybe that's the reason why the engine doesn't properly spin. Yeah, now that I've soaked it in WD-40, I'm gonna go ahead and try again with the wrench. Oh my God. It moved, didn't it? Yes! It turns. Exciting stuff. Let's try that again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So the engine isn't seized up after all. It's not the smoothest yet. At least it's turning around. That's very good news. Thank God. So again, there's movement in the engine, which is good. I'm gonna pour some oil in the cylinders anyhow, just, you know, to lube things up a bit. And then the next time we get to the car, we'll see if we can turn it over more smoothly. All right, so here's our oil. We're gonna use some baby oil. Shout out to P. Diddy. All right, there we go. That's now soaking between the cylinder wall and the piston. So should there be any rust or corrosion still going on there, this might do the trick. So again, we're now gonna let this soak for a couple of days and then When we come back, we'll see if the engine turns over more smoothly. All right, so it's actually another day, so let's see if we can turn over the engine more easily. There we go. One more time. And again. Yeah, that's a lot easier. All right, so the engine turns over well. So now let's continue with something else. All right, so as you can see, the fuel filter is located over here. We're going to replace it with this new one. So first we're going to get this rock hard coolant line out of the way so that we can gain access to the fuel filter. Ooh, that's rusty. We're also going to remove this clamp over here. There we go. So this is way better access. All right, so we're going to remove this banjo bolt. We're going to counter hold it over there. There we go. Now this one. There we go. Now to remove the bracket of the filter. There we go. Motorcraft. All right, while I'm in here, I'm going to check out the air filter, what's below there. So let's move this out of the way. Let's see. Whoa, let me move the camera. So as you can see, no air filter, and this is all quite wet actually. See? Let's just put it on the side for now. See, that's full of water. Really weird. Let's see if we can take it out. I can feel a bolt down here. Let me check under the car. I'm actually underneath the car now. All right. That's finally out. Oh, that was a long bolt. So now, there we go. All right, you're coming out, buddy. All right, so as you can see, it's full of water. Not sure where that came from, but that's not supposed to be there, so good that we caught it now. All right, so as you can see, I gave this a bit of a clean off camera. For this, I'm gonna order a new air filter and then we should be set. All right, so now let's reinstall this on the car and continue with the new fuel filter. There we go. One of the bolts down there was actually missing, so we're gonna add in an extra bolt. So it's actually the easiest to screw back in the air filter housing from below the car. There we go, that's one. Can't see a thing. Ooh, it's going. No, it's not. Ja. Zo, jongen. Wat een werk. All right, well, I'm gonna figure this out off camera. All right, so that's finally now back in. Let's now do the fuel filter. All right, so first we're going to remove the old crusher washers from the banjo bolt. Throw them away. Add on the new one. Put it through here. Then add the other new one. Then we're going to connect the new fuel filter. We're not going to tighten it yet. Do the same with the other banjo bolt. One. Route it through here. Add the other crush washer. And tighten down this side of the fuel filter. Then we're going to add back in this bracket. And reinstall this Phillips screw. Now for the banjo bolts. And tighten it. There we go. Now for the other one. Yeah, there we go. And that's our new fuel filter installed. Alright, I also wanted to tackle the dipstick of the car. As you can see, it's completely rusted and, yeah, well, dirty. This O-ring probably had its best time too. So we're going to give this a proper clean and replace the O-ring as well. Alright, well, let's try this. Some steel wool. Oh, there's that shine again. And then finally, the most important bit. Yeah, that's coming back alive, see? See, that's perfectly legible again. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's perfectly functional again. All right, so now we're gonna pick an O-ring. Hey, that's pretty insane, bro. Yeah, so let's try this one or this one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I say let's try one of these. Before we fit the O-ring, however, we're going to give this a quick clean. All right, not sure how much that helped, but yeah. And there we go. Bit of silicone spray so that it doesn't dry out quickly. All right, so to order new fuel lines, I would need to know the diameter of this one. So I went ahead and bought one of these bad boys so that I can measure things accurately. So say that's around, yeah, that's like 12.8. So let's say 13. Then for the inside, so that's around 8 millimeters. All right, 13 and 8. Then this one is, let's say 11 by 6. All right. All right, so next up we're going to install the new fuel pump in the bracket holding the fuel pump against the car. So out with the old. I believe in the process of removing this bracket from the car, I broke these rubber vibration dampers, I believe they are. It snapped off. Oh, that snapped off as well. All right, so that's not ideal. Let's see if we can work around this. I'm first gonna give these brackets a lick of paint off camera. All right, and those are the brackets painted now. For this video, we're gonna leave it here, as I don't wanna postpone bringing out a video. Next episode, we're going to install the other parts, put everything back together, and go for a first start. To the few people that see this, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time, and a happy new year. I also ordered lots of new parts. I also ordered lots of new parts which were going to install today. I also ordered lots of new parts which were also I also ordered a lot of new parts which were I also ordered a lot of new parts which were Jezus. Ja, dus doe maar. Nee, hij kan makkelijk omhoog. Dus doe maar een klein stukje up, alsjeblieft. Stop maar. Veer.
Oh ja, je verstaat niet.
Oh, je hoort hem niet. Oh. Okay. Maybe this one. Oh, sorry. Ah. Sake, that was fuel down my.